Well, they kept it alive through their clubs and their various meetings and so on, and for which, but they kept it alive because they enjoyed doing these things. They enjoy their conventions just as much as veterans enjoy their conventions. I've never let Trekkers, though, run Star Trek, because Star Trek is an artistic endeavor that is best run by the professionals. And I will listen to Trekkers and Trekkies. I will listen to the guard at the gate and get many good ideas those ways. But no, I will never make a change in Star Trek because I think it will please the Trekkers. In that way lies prostitution. And you cannot be a good producer, writer, or anything if you first thing you ask is, what do they want? That's what prostitutes do. I write what I think they should have and what I think they'll enjoy. And thank God I've been right occasionally. Because it says it's not all over. It's not all, we're not going to go up in smoke. We're going to make it. Because it says the human adventure has just begun. That's it in a nutshell. I would hope there are bright young people growing up all the time who will bring to it levels and areas that were beyond me. And I don't feel jealous about that at all. I think that, as I was saying, Hollywood, the motion picture industry is a remarkable thing. And it'll go on without any of us and get better and better and better, because that really is the human condition, is to improve and improve. Get lost, to go through the things I went through with network executives and so on, to do it all over again. On the first show and on the original Star Trek, I practically lost my family from working so many 12-hour days, 14-hour days, 7 days a week. And I said, you can't pay me enough to do that. But then they said, hey, but suppose we did it in a way in which they call syndication, in which we don't have a network, and we don't have all those people. And Paramount was saying to me, and we guarantee to you that you will be in charge of the show. I asked, who would be the censor? They said, you. You've been around television long enough to know what doesn't play and what can't. And very slowly I began to be, and then it occurred to me that we couldn't possibly do it with the old cast. The old cast was doing movies. You couldn't afford them in the first place. Nor could you do it with the old cast because the crew people you have who need encouragement, who need to have their thing. People don't just work for money. The mixers, the cameramen, and all of those people have to have their show. And with a new cast, it could be that way. It could have new ideas and so on. The whole group could say, as they say today, it's our Star Trek. And you desperately need that. After doing all of those episodes, are there new things you can do? My God, yes. The basis of our series is the galaxy, and there's quite a few stories out there. I decided that we can't have people smoking. Although I smoked in those days, the networks advertised cigarettes. I said, man, we'll just be too smart to keep this up. So I said, no one smokes, which caused lots of problems. I feel the same thing about drinking today, and I hasten to say I drink and enjoy it. We're too smart to continue that for long, and we have invented for the barroom something called synthanol, which acts just the same as alcohol, makes you feel that you can be a lover or wise or all the things that alcohol does, but it's only temporary. You with the force of will, you can shove it aside and you're as sober as you ever were. So our ship will have synthanol. No, it makes me nervous because it isn't good enough what we did, and we've got to now build on that and make it better. Once you begin sticking your tongue out, literally or figuratively, at people, your brain goes too, and you end up with a show that is crap. And I want Star Trek to do the things it can do. I've never felt that I had it made. What we can expect in the future is to continue to explore the human creature and what our problems is, and the things I talked about, the place superstition is playing in destroying harmony between nations and so on. Also, I'd like to get a little bit into the absurdities of 20th century politics, which we can look back on from the 24th century. And we'll consider the 20th century something that we had to go through, but our people will see it as something they're glad to be rid of, you know. Paramount said, we will back you in this, and by God, they did. And I've had nothing but good treatment out of them. I do feel sometimes they were nervous about giving the keys to the asylum to a writer, but despite their nervousness, they stood true to their word, and I really respect them and thank them. There's a guy who knows something about what Star Trek should be, but doesn't know it all, and I see Star Trek as part of the continuing education of Gene Roddenberry. I learn new things every day about science and humanity and history. They're paying me to go to college and paying me very richly, and I thank them.